And yes, everyone, welcome back to the Red Divide. As always, Mark, joined by my cousin Ray, the Liverpool fan. How you doing, Boykie?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Good football this weekend. But I'm kind of sad. It's an end to an era. I think I speak on all behalf of all Liverpool supporters. It's a sad day in football. Ten Hag lost his job, and he was probably our 13th man, and oh man, gutted to say the least. How are you doing?
Your 13th man. How funny is this guy? Not your 12th man. The 12th man, I guess, is the ref, eh? You guys
No,
are
the 12th,
cheating.
the 12th man
Yeah,
is our the Anfield Stadium. All our
uh,
supporters. That's our
12th
12th
man's the
man.
ref. I know you guys will bug me. But anyway, yeah, that's the big news of the day. Erik Ten Hag sacked. And to be fair, we've been down this road. We've discussed this. I always said, if he has these international break games to make it. Now, just before this third international break, not looking good. Manchester United sitting in 14th place. Wow.
11 points behind Liverpool.
14th place, 11 behind Liverpool, I think 7 behind top 4. So, yeah, some drastic changes needed. And, man, no bigger change than losing the coach, right? So, yeah, a bit of mixed feelings, I guess. End of the day, you can't tolerate that. He's had 2 seasons and some change now. First season was good. Second was not good enough in the league, although we won the FA Cup. Third season has started absolutely atrociously. So, no excuse. I was hoping he would get it right because I liked the guy, but yeah, just wasn't going to happen, it seems. And yeah, pulled the trigger. Out he goes. And now we are back on the manager merry-go-round looking for our next man, our next number one. But it looks like United might have already found their new number one. Did you see the news?
I saw there was a couple of names being thrown out there. Don't know if it's true or not. Don't know who in their right mind would want to take the Man United job, considering that Ten Hag in 2.5 seasons spent over 600 million on players. Which coach
Plenty,
is going to
brother.
come in
Exactly. So why wouldn't you want to go
600
there and spend
million?
half a billion?
Do you
Why
think
wouldn't you
the
want to
next
go there and spend half a billion?
do you think the next manager is going to get the same courtesy?
Possibly. I mean, look at this. Ineos's first window, they gave him 200 million or whatever it was. So, yeah, why won't the next guy get the same, if you're honest? And I think that Sir Jim's only going to get more and more of the shares of the club, slowly take over. And it looks like he's happy to spend. But if you also saw, spending a lot of money on youth, on young strikers, Obichita Martin, there was a young midfielder we've got. So young players, thinking
That's
about the
what you
future,
want.
which you don't have to go and Sir Jim said it himself. Instead of going out and buying, the Mbappe, let's find the next Mbappe, the next guy that's going to be as good as, or in that vicinity of skill, talent as Mbappe. So that's the plan for United. But for now, we also have to stay afloat, right? We have to win. We have to be in the mix. So yeah, it's tough. But yeah, I see we've been linked heavily with Ruben Amorim. Looks like from
He's
the latest news I saw just before the video, earlier it said, he's number one. Then it said compensation is 10 million
yeah.
and that both parties are keen to make a deal. And then just before we started this video, I saw a link that he's agreed to become the new manager. United have to pay off Ten Hag, which is roughly around 15 million, I think I saw, and
17,
then
yeah.
pay Ruben 10 mil, and then we go from there. We see how that goes, and we start all over again with the new manager. He has his own new philosophy, new style. Will want his own players. Will likely want his new backroom staff, which means Rude, who I was actually looking forward to actually see as in charge,
Yeah.
see what he can do. He might get one game, maybe this midweek game, Maybe he gets the weekend game as well if Ruben's not in by then. But yeah, we'll see. And then again, Ruud and Rene might be out of a job because Ruben will likely bring his own guys. Although if I was him, I'd at least keep Ruud. Ruud knows the club, and will be great. I think as experienced for Ruben to get more familiar with the club instead of just from the players. Have an experienced head, an ex-Champions League winner, a really good player that understands United as well as experience. I think it'll be priceless for Ruben. So that's what I would do if I was in his shoes, if he does become the new manager, but it does look that way.
Well, I read the headlines earlier. Obviously, this is a breaking story. It's a hot topic on everyone's tongues. But I saw the likes of Graham Potter. His name's been thrown out there. Thomas Frank has been thrown out there. Simone Inzaghi has been thrown out there. But if what you're saying is true, that you're going to get Ruben, I think he's a decent manager. He's proved himself at Sporting. But then again, the Portuguese league and the Premier League, it's quite a huge step. He's actually a Benfica boy, or Ruben Amorim, Benfica through and through, but he's done a great job at Sporting. And to be fair, the Portuguese league, there's only really 3 teams. It's Benfica, Porto, Sporting. So it's a big jump if he does get the job. But he's young and tactically he's sound. Yeah. So, it could be a step in the right direction for your club. And it just goes to show that all of the managers that you've had since Sir Alex Ferguson, I don't think any of them have achieved more than a 54% winning ratio. That includes Mourinho, Ralph. Who else did you have? Oli, Moyes. Who else did you have? And Ten Hag. I think his win ratio was 51%. So
I don't really care about the winning ratio. I care about how we look on the field, how we play, and challenging. So maybe you have a rough season like you guys had last season, but then you come strong again the next season. You know what I mean? Then that's acceptable. But you're right back in and you're challenging. You first, you second, you're in the mix throughout the year. You're in all the cup competitions. That's what any team wants to see, right? All the fans want to see from their team. So I don't really care about the winning percentage. I just want to see exciting attacking football, something that you look forward to watching on a weekly basis, and of course being in the mix. Being proud of your team. Like, man, it's competitive. You drew with City, and then you beat City the next time, and you're just in the mix. As long as you're in the mix, cool. You're not getting whipped and smashed. Liverpool come to Old Trafford and smash us 3-0. Like, I never want to see that again. You know what I mean? I don't want to fly there to watch that ever again. So, yeah, that's the issue. But again, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. Ruben hasn't been given the job yet. It's all hearsay right now. It just sounds like those links are getting stronger and stronger as the hours go by, never mind the days. So pretty interesting because this has all happened very quickly. And you imagine that they've spoken to guys in the summer, right? They spoke to a whole lot of managers. And this stuff, normally most clubs have a contingency plan. So United never do. We normally sack someone, and then we're sitting around thinking, what are we going to do now? And then we just go randomly to Van Gaal, from Moyes to Van Gaal, then to Mourinho, then to Solskjaer, like all different styles. Instead of having someone similar, like Slot is similar to Klopp, but a little bit different. But there's very similar ethos there. Whereas, Moyes to Van Gaal, totally different. To Mourinho, little similar, but also very different. Then Solskjaer, totally opposite. Then to Ten Hag, like, you don't have to count Ragnick because he was also very different in a short spell. Then to Ten Hag, different. Now we to Ruben, and sooner or later you have to have 80% of the criteria that are very similar with slight tweaks. You know what I mean? So that the players that you buy are not then null and void because they matched a very defensive coach and you're now trying to go very attacking or transition or on the counter, whatever it is. So, I think it's important to get that in place, and I think we'll slowly get there.
Yeah, I think what's important for your club at this stage is finding a manager that, kind of aligns with how the club's identity is, the type of football that Man United used to play. Just you mentioned all of those different coaches, and they all had different types of football philosophies. And to be fair, it wasn't really the Man United way. If you look at the successful teams of the past, Man United doesn't actually have a football identity at the moment. And I think for your club, you guys need somebody that's going to come in and, try and bring back the glory days. I don't think it's going to happen overnight.
Those days there behind
Unfortunately,
you.
Those are long memories, good memories for you, but, a long time ago. So you definitely need someone that's going to bring, pardon?
Not so good memories for you.
Yeah, I know. It was trying to block that out. It's part of my childhood that I had to block out, unfortunately.
That's why I bought that. That's why I got the classic, because it needs to remind you, put you back in your place, just so you can realize this is what the team's really about, my friend.
I'm already in my place. We've been doing good for just over 11 years now. And last season, we didn't have a bad season last year. I think I'm just correcting you, yeah. We had a bad season the season before that. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that Ineos had a plan. They kind of analyzed Ten Hag's performances. They would have decided, okay, we're going to give him till this date. If he doesn't get positive results, these are 2 or 3, front runners. And then let's go and engage with them and see if they want to come in. So Ruben Amorim, if it is true, I think he's a good young coach. Don't know. He obviously doesn't have a lot of experience. I think he's only ever coached Sporting. But United needs some fresh ideas, fresh blood, somebody that can, embrace the culture, embrace the past success, and bring back happiness to the fans. Saying that, the rest of the Premier League's happy to see you guys just be a mediocre mid-table team. So, yeah, pretty gutted that Ten Hag got the sack, but it was coming. The writing was on the wall. And you've spoken about this countless times that you give him up until this crazy run. I think there's still 3 or 4 games to go. And ultimately, he lost his job before then. So, yeah. Sad day in football.
It was time. No, it's not a sad day. It was time, unfortunately. It had run its course. And now we look forward. And now we see where we're going from here. But ultimately, I don't think we still have enough firepower, so either Ruud will unlock that hopefully this next game, and then Ruben needs to find a way, if it's Ruben, the next manager, should I say, is to find a way to unlock more firepower, whether that's add another striker or try and get, more out of Højlund and Xerxes, but Nacho, Rashford, Bruno, the works. So
yeah, try and get the team to gel, as a unit. To be fair, I think the game against West Ham probably wasn't a true reflection. You guys could have scored umpteen goals, but just goes to show you need a little bit more out of the players, and maybe they didn't feel that Ten Hag was the man to lead them to success. Maybe there was a bit of behind the scenes. The players weren't playing for the manager, and probably we've seen it in history before. Chelsea did that to Mourinho. He got the sack, but ultimately it's a new day, a new age for Man United Football Club. You guys are turning the page, getting a new manager. It's the whole rebuilding, new coach, new football philosophy. Is he going to utilize the youth, like Ineos has wanted? It's the same type of idealism like Liverpool had with FSG, bringing in the youth instead of going for, brand names. But let's see. It's not going to be easy for you guys. It's going to take time. But, yeah, gutted. I won't lie. I'm gutted that he lost his job.
You're hoping and praying that it's going to take time, my friend. But watch this space. We'll be back soon. Anyway, it's been great. On to better things. United are back. Watch this space.
Watch this space. We'll be here with live updates when Man United finally announce the arrival of their new manager. Hopefully, he'll be just as good as Ten Hag. See you in the next episode. Peace.
Win more than Liverpool, like Ten Hag.
Oh, please.
Sweet. Ciao.
Cheers.